Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got a preview for a really cool puzzle game coming to PC and consoles later this year. It's Tandem, A Tale of Shadows, and it comes by way of French developer Monochrome. I've had a go of the game's early preview build, and while it was short, it was very sweet. Stick around and I will tell you all about it. Puzzle games are in no short supply these days. It seems there's a new one releasing every week. I didn't think the demand for such games was there, but apparently it is. Or game developers are pushing really hard to make it seem that way. Most puzzle games do tend to pass me by because, honestly, puzzle games are not my preference. I like my racers, my action games, my shooters. I'm a bit of a basic bitch. But every now and again a puzzle game will come along and suck me in, like the recently released Boxed In, and I've spent far too long playing that game. Tandem, A Tale of Shadows has done enough to secure a place in my head, l'oeil gratuit, as the developers would say. The game plays out across two perspectives. You control Emma from a top-down view, and you can switch to Fenton the teddy bear, who you move around in a side-scroller fashion. The idea is that each level has a crystal that can only be reached by Fenton the bear, but to get there he needs Emma's help, as the path to the crystal is never straightforward. Fenton's world is dark and miserable, but this means he can walk along solid shadows. Emma's world is bright and full of colour, but it's steeped in dark Alice in Wonderland vibes. Emma can create shadow platforms for Fenton to navigate to get to the end level crystal. It took me a couple of minutes to realise that Emma's torchlight can be used to manipulate shadows, but once I realised, I couldn't help but smile to myself at how simple but clever the mechanic was. The first couple of puzzles were fairly straightforward as the game eased me into the mechanics, but later on, things got a bit more inventive. I had to move objects around to direct the light and shadows in a way that worked for Fenton. The game also introduced some giant spider enemies who will eat Emma if she's spotted. Blocking their line of sight was key to solving one puzzle, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit that it took me 5 minutes to figure it out, which is 5 minutes too long. Once I noticed the movable barrier with grips, it was obvious what I needed to do. Something that stood out was the length of each level. The demo had a total of 7 levels from the first chapter of the game, and I was done inside 25 minutes. I played through a second time a couple days later, and I got that down to 15 minutes. The length of each level is not a problem. It encouraged me to keep going because I knew that each puzzle would only take a few minutes to solve, and that I'd be making progress and unlocking new gameplay features. So long as Tandem, A Tale of Shadows backs up its puzzling gameplay with a good amount of levels, I don't think the length of each one will be a problem. Tandem, A Tale of Shadows has a great core gameplay structure, and the only thing I can really moan about is that the preview demo was over far too soon. I was enjoying myself. Tandem, A Tale of Shadows releases sometime later this year for consoles and PC. And that is the end of this video. Thank you very much for sticking around to the end. Go a step further, head on down below, leave a comment, like, subscribe, give the bell icon a nudge, that way you don't miss any future videos. Go to the info box and you'll find the website links, social media channels and our supporters links, where you can support the team, if you can. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye bye.